why does engagement matter? Why has Facebook spent all of this time trying to drive engagement on their platform with this EdgeRank algorithm? Here's a quick case study on what this looks like outside of Facebook, and we did all of this with the Awareness Hub. This shows some stats from one of our clients, about 457,000 interactions over the course of this time, about 12,000 per day, or I'm sorry, about 1,700 interactions per day, 12,000 per week. It's a very highly engaged audience. What's really interesting is when you layer that trend of engagement against other hard business metrics, right? So you can start to see the trend correlations between engagement and how people buy things online and offline. So what this shows is engagement trend versus the trend of intent to purchase at retail. This is people going to a website and logging into a store finder to find a store near them to make a purchase. Pretty clear correlations between engagement, which is the blue line, and intent to purchase, which is the orange line. Here's another version of this. Again, engagement is the blue line, and product views on the e-com website is the orange line. As engagement goes up, so do product views. Engagement is driving business for this particular brand. This is engagement versus the store finder function of their mobile website. The more people are engaged, the more often they're looking for stores on their mobile devices. And on and on. This is engagement versus shipping for online sales. As engagement increases, so do the number of units shipped. So you can start to see that engagement is kind of the force that moves the marketing needle in general, not just for EdgeRank, but for business. Sales, intent to purchase, loyalty, just about everything is driven by these higher levels of engagement. And that's one of the big reasons I think that Facebook has spent so much time on delivering a great user experience and a highly engaging user experience to people using this particular EdgeRank algorithm. So let's take a look at what else they've done. How else are they making moves to kind of adjust for EdgeRank? One of the big ones that's kind of happening as we speak is the change to the Facebook profile, the timeline format. And again, this is my personal Facebook page. You can see what the timeline format looks like. You can see a lot more focus on rich media, a lot more space for images. Let's go back to our three functions of EdgeRank: weight, affinity, and decay, right? It gives you a timeline so you can see the newest content, lots of images, lots of like visual areas for engagement that are going to have a higher weight. Past affinity, it's showing recent activity right at the upper right-hand corner. So also this birth to now approach where you can really, look at it like a map of your life over time. So it's really been redesigned to drive engagement, and this EdgeRank algorithm that kind of sits behind all of your content will help drive that. Another thing that they've done is they've rolled out the newer version of Insights, and this happened, I think, a couple of months ago, where a lot of the data that they're giving marketers to work with is related to EdgeRank. People talking about this is a new stat that didn't exist before. That is, again, directly related to engagement. Check-ins, insights, likes, reach, all of these things you're able to look at and kind of see how engaged your users are, and that is really a measurement of engagement. All of these new changes in Insights. What else is new in Insights? One of the things that's been really interesting is that they're measuring a lot of the things that we've been measuring in the Awareness Hub with kind of different nomenclature. So things like total likes is your direct Facebook audience, friends and fans is your amplification potential. One of the things that we've spent a lot of time doing is really understanding what a lot of this new terminology means and how it relates to how we used to measure these things. Not only for Facebook, but because we think this is going to play out in a lot of other areas of the internet. We'll talk more about that here in a minute. EdgeRank and total audience analytics. So EdgeRank plays a big role on Facebook, obviously, but if you're managing multiple platforms, you have to consider your impact on your total audience, right? So with EdgeRank, a lot of people tend to, again, start to over-publish because there's this new filter in place, keeping their content from being published onto people's Facebook streams. But it's important to consider that a lot of your users may be following you or maybe fans of your brand or part of your audience in other places. So there almost definitely is going to be some platform crossover between Facebook, your website, email, subscribers, Twitter followers, etc. And the number one reason people unfriend, unfollow, and unsubscribe is audience burn, too much frequency. So when you start to optimize for EdgeRank with your Facebook page and you're repurposing that content in other channels, just be aware that right now a lot of those other channels may not have the same kind of filtering. So just because you can publish 4 or 5 or 8 or 10 times a day on Facebook to get your 2 or 3 posts through that you really need to, doesn't mean that you should take that same high-frequency approach to something like Twitter or an email program.